When I was around 10 years old, I saw this drum instructional video called Everything is Timekeeping by the great Pete Erskine. And I was only 10, so my English was really bad, and it still is, I'm sorry. So I thought that he meant everything is time consuming. You have to practice a lot, and it just takes a lot of time. But of course that wasn't what he meant. He meant that as a drummer, everything is timekeeping. You have to be able to play a steady beat, keep the time in its place, as you could say, and never accelerate or become slower. Just play steady time so that everybody else in the band can sound great. And I thought and still think that it sounds weird. Doesn't everybody need to be a timekeeper? Everybody needs to have good time. It's not only the drummer. Otherwise, the band sounds like this. And timekeeping, it sounds like there is a wrong way to play and a right way. And the right way is playing to a metronome, because the metronome knows where the good time is. The good times are. So let the good times roll, yeah. The metronome knows. But back then, when I was playing, and still sometimes, I felt I was losing time when I was playing the drums. And I don't mean that I was losing the tempo, or sometimes I did, but I was losing the feeling of time. I could have played for like 20 seconds, but it felt like 2 hours. It was kind of a spiritual thing. It was a flow thing, actually. And timekeeping, it sounds like a banker who keeps all of your money safe. But I needed financial freedom. I needed to take the money out of the bank and use them now. In this now. And this now. But in order to do that, you need a lot of freedom. So when I became like 20 years old, I started to play a lot of freeform jazz. Because here I thought that this is freedom. You can play whatever you want. There were no rules. And it was really fun to play, but it was so hard to listen to. I don't care, man. It's my life. It's my life. It's now. And now is freeform jazz. At one point I had to play with a famous Danish freeform jazz musician. And he said before we went onto the stage, he said, Kalle, you can play whatever you want. Just don't play any form of time. I don't want to hear this. Or this. Or this. And then I thought, fuck this. This is not freedom. This is freedom disguised as rules. So fuck this. And I stopped playing freeform jazz. Now I'm much older, and often I think, why did you choose this path, Kalle? Why did you choose like this? Well, I haven't chosen anything. I didn't choose this body. I didn't choose that I wanted to play drums. I didn't choose my parents. I didn't choose my musical taste. I didn't choose that English would be so hard for me to learn. Who chose all of these things for me? Nature did. Of course, nature did all of this. I can explain it in another way. Imagine look at this ventriloquist. A ventriloquist always has a doll. And imagine that you and every human is this doll. And then the guy or the girl with the doll, that is nature. And look, nature has its arm deep up in your anus. So where's the freedom in that? And it's very uncomfortable. And then nature sings through you. Ba, be ba do ba do. Or in my case, it's trying to drum through me, play the drums through me. I'm just a vessel that nature is trying to play through. But sometimes the doll can focus on its ego because it has an ego in order to function with all the other humans and in order to move along in the world. But when you focus on the ego says, well, there is a wrong and a right way to play music. And I have heard that the right way to play music is to play to a metronome. And then you can play wrong and you can play right. And when nature feels this or hears this, nature thinks, fuck this, and it goes to sleep. And that's a problem, because nature is one big symphony. And you are just a small, tiny snare drum part in this symphony. But when the ego comes along and thinks it can write a part that is better than nature's part, then the whole thing collapses. And that is why we have so many problems in our world today, because we are so controlled by our ego. And music, which is such a beautiful art form, Nietzsche said that without music, life would be a mistake. Music is the only art form that is felt through time. A painting is static. It's right here, and it's a picture of this moment. And of course, you can see it in new ways every day, but it's still here, and it still says the same thing. Your music, you have to move along in time with the music and see where it goes. But nowadays, music is controlled by computers, because there is a right way to play music and a wrong way. But the human way is that you can play with a flow. And as Vinnie Colaiuta said, thought is the enemy of flow, because thought is the ego. And the ego, like thoughts, are like clouds moving over a sky. It always changes. The thoughts and your ego always changes. But nature and the thing you call I is the blue sky behind the clouds that observe everything that's happening. And the blue sky never changes. And back there, you can hear nature's symphony. So I have found out that if I must be a timekeeper, I will do it in a way where I lose time. And in order to do that, I have to play beats that focuses on my uniqueness, what nature is trying to say through me, not what nature is trying to say through someone else or what I think that the audience want. No, what has made me unique in nature's eyes. And then I try to play that. So now you're going to hear the Kalle Mathiesen Funk. So what is the Kalle Mathiesen Funk? Well, it's a way of playing 16-note based funk rhythms in a way that is unique to me anyway. Maybe someone else has thought of this too, but it feels unique to me because it features things that someone tells me to play, and that someone is of course nature. There is a Kalle Mathiesen Funk 1 and a Kalle Mathiesen Funk 2. The Kalle Mathiesen Funk 1 sounds like this. So there are a lot of 16 notes. In the left hand you play 3 and 4 and So 16 notes, and then one loud one, and then one soft one. So that's a really hard workout for the left hand, especially when you play fast. And this is around 110, and that is kind of my limit if I have to play the beat for like 3 minutes. So and you can see the transcription here for the rhythm. And then there, of course, is a Kalle Mathiesen Funk 2, which is more variated. It sounds like this. And you can say now, Kalle, you don't lose time. You're keeping the time, kind of. Yeah, but it's in my body. I feel like I'm losing time because I'm in every bar confronted with what makes me unique. And this is a bit more complicated. So let's take the Kalle Mathiesen Funk 2 in a slower tempo. If you want to play, this is around 90, and the Kalle Mathiesen Funk works really well around 80 to 110, these two rhythms. If you want to play faster, if you have a left hand like me, I have to play fewer notes. So in the faster tempo, I would play like da, just 3 16 notes before the big 2 and 4, and it sounds like this. So that is the Kalle Mathiesen Funk 1 and 2. And now you can hear the two rhythms in a song that I have written called A Broken Man is an Honest Man. And you can find the song on every streaming app out there. So look for this song if you want to hear it in your headphones. But of course you can also hear it now here in a free version. And in the chorus of the songs, the lyrics are: the capitalistic system is super brown. We're all a happy meal that won't go down. Our beloved ego is full of shit. And unfortunately, shit is very easy to transmit. And why have you made these lyrics, Kalle? Because I believe that music should comfort the disturbed and disturb the comfortable. Here the song is, and it features an amazing tuba player from Austria called Johannes Bär. He is so virtuoso. And I have learned so much from playing with him because he also has this, there's no right or wrong way. There is only the Johannes Bär flow. So listen to his amazing tuba playing. Here the song is.
A broken man is an honest man. Success is where the boys stand. An honest man, in order to be true, must let resistance turn him black and blue. The boys run temper on a man will walk away from status quo. Fuck small talk. We're up to our necks in shit, but I'm enjoying the view. Stupidity is where all the roads lead to. Shit is the new form of spirituality, where egoism will set you free. is for losers. If you are a winner, it shows that you have really good work ethic and are very, very lucky, but nothing about whether you are a good person. In order to be a good person, you have to have experienced losing. When you lose, you can still achieve what you set out to do. But when you win, you have to achieve what others want.